Hello everyone, this is Jennifer Oakes. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And I'm here with my cousin, Cindy DeLaHoz. Yay!
Hi everyone!
Thanks for being on my channel, Cousin Cindy.
Oh, thanks for inviting me. It's a little weird for me, but...
So for this video, I wanted to talk to my cousin about her writing because she is an author. You're an author, right?
Yes.
An editor. What are you?
Well, I am first and foremost an editor at Running Press Book Publishers, and I work on nonfiction books, fashion and beauty, and film-related subjects. And I am an author. That's the way I started. That's what got me into publishing in the first place.
So Jessica on YouTube wrote, I have a question for your cousin. I'm interested in writing, so I want to know the path she took into becoming a successful into becoming successfully published.
So 10 years ago when I wrote my first book, it was a whole different world, and I actually, stuffed envelopes writing to agents. So my first and foremost advice that I would give to any author that wants to get published is to get an agent.
A literary agent, right?
A literary agent, yes.
Why do you need a literary agent?
Because they have the connections to book publishers and editors. They know the right publishing houses that publish the sort of books that you might be writing. They know, even within the book publishing houses, which editor to send it to who could be the perfect champion for your book and could really potentially get it published. And so it's just the best thing in the world to get an agent. You could technically do it all on your own, but when an author doesn't have any connections at a book publishing house and they just send in a book proposal
by themselves without an agent?
Yes. It goes into what's called a slush pile.
A slush pile, people. You don't want your submission going to the slush pile.
And that is some acronym that I can't even think of, but it's called like unagented manuscripts. It's kind of the dirt pile that no one, even the interns, don't like looking at that.
Uh-oh.
It is the no man's land. No one wants to end up in the slush pile.
No one wants the slush pile.
No. So unless you have a legitimate connection to a book publishing house that's actually really good for your book and an editor there, it's best to get an agent. And even if you do have a connection to a book publishing house, it's best to have an agent that knows more than that one particular book publishing house, because they could say there's someone else better for you here.
Okay.
So the way I did it, and it still exists, only not in book form anymore, you can do it online. And as I say, it's not that I'm that ancient, but It was only 10 years ago, and then I went to the library, and there was this huge book called Literary Marketplace. It had these huge letters LMP on it. Now it's online, but it has a whole agent section where each agent, it lists what kind of books they're interested in representing. And so you just go through it. I literally went through it one by one and looked at what kind of agents would be interested in my book. And then I sent query letters, query letter being a one-page letter about your book, no longer than one page.
No longer than one page, people, about your book.
Yep, and asking them if you want to send sample chapters.
How did you even know what you were supposed to write the agent, though? How did you find out?
Because I had a friend who had published a book.
Okay, and she
said that I should get an agent, and she taught me about what goes into a query letter, which is just a one-page letter saying, why would someone want to publish this book? Why is it something people would want to buy? Why is it different? And I know that's something you elaborate on much more in what's the book proposal, which we can talk about later. But the query letter is just a one-page thing to really get an agent's interest, and then they will reach out to you because you need an agent, actually. Any first-time author needs an agent to formulate their book proposal, because they know what needs to go into it. They know what editors are looking for. If a book proposal, I'm on the other side. If a book proposal isn't properly prepared, it's not the first thing. You're going to go on to the next one.
Okay, so if the proposal's not properly prepared, the editor, which Cindy is an editor at Running Press, She's just going to look at the next person.
But an agent can really help you formulate a really strong book proposal that has everything you need on it about the market, the marketing that is potentially viable for that subject matter, any events coming up that can tie in with publicity for the book, why it's just like something that's been a whole series of books that's been enormously popular, but why it's totally different.
Okay.
And agents can really steer you in the right direction to put together a really strong book proposal.
Bottom line is you want a literary agent, so you need to do your homework to find out how to get a literary agent to be your agent.
Yes. So, and you start by sending your query letter to a lot of different agents, and then they will get in touch with you and then help you go from there. They'll help you formulate your book proposal, and then they will send it out to the appropriate book publishers and to the appropriate editors at those book publishing houses. If all goes well, you get an agent in the first place. It's not guaranteed that you'll get an agent.
It's not guaranteed, people, which is scary.
Yes. And there are other things, you can do self-publishing.
Self-publishing. Oh.
I don't know enough about that world to speak to it.
Okay.
But you can, if you do get an agent, I'm just going to talk about that path, they can then present it to book publishers, and then if everything goes superb, all these different publishers are just chomping at the bit to publish your book, and then there'll be what's called an auction, and you'll get tons and tons of cash.
Awesome. So
your name, not in lights, but in small print on the front cover of a book.
So I remember when my cousin Cindy published her first book. How old were you?
21.
You were 21, and I remember it was called
Lucy at the Movies.
Lucy at the Movies, which I have that book. It's in the other room.
So Cindy and I actually filmed this video on a whim when she was visiting this past weekend, and I didn't really plan to close it by saying please like this video, please subscribe, and please share. So go ahead and like and share and subscribe to my channel if you like what you see. But right now I'm just going to start going over some of Cindy's books, some of my favorites. These aren't all of her books, but just a few that I own personally. So one is missing. It's a book on Audrey Hepburn that I wanted to make mention of, and it was featured really fast in a snippet at the beginning of this video. But anyway, keep watching and I hope you enjoy. Thanks. Bye.
Hands down, my favorite book Cindy ever wrote is How to Be a Princess the Grace Kelly Way. She wrote this when I was doing the Disney princess thing, and I love the images. I love Princess Grace Kelly's story. She's just blonde ambition, how to go after your dreams. Be persistent. Improve upon what nature gives you. I mean, she talks about so many things about becoming a princess, what it was like being a movie star. It's just How to Catch a Prince, Finding the One, at least Grace Kelly's take on it. Oh, there's her wedding photo. So this is one of my favorites, and of course, Cindy DeLaHoz's photo is a film historian and author of books Lucy at the Movies, Marilyn Monroe, Platinum Fox, Lana, The Memories, The Myths, The Movies, and she also did this one on Elizabeth Taylor, A Loving Tribute, after she passed away, and I believe this one got dedicated to me. So this one is for you. Love you so much, my dear, dear cousin. Let's see, where did she... To Jenny. That's what my family calls me, Jenny. Published in 2011? 2013? 2011. So, yeah. Those are just some of Cindy's books. Lucy at the Movies was Cindy's first book. And everyone thinks of Lucille Ball as the TV star, but she was a movie star before she was a TV star. And so this book talks about her movie career. And it's really interesting. What is this? Oh, this was the invitation for when Cindy, this was the invitation for Cindy's book party when she first published her books. So yeah. In the back, Cindy thanks a lot of her family, and I even got a mention back here, so. Manny, Jess, Jenny, and all my encouraging family members and friends, thanks. We love you, Cindy. Something I love about Cindy's Lucy at the Movies book is she gives a special thank you to Lucy Arnaz, whose generosity, enthusiasm, and support of this project went beyond my dreams. Lucy Arnaz is actually Lucille Ball's daughter, so Cindy was connected and very blessed.